Adventure time! Come on, grab your friends, we'll go to very distant land.
Being a big Adventure Time fan meant big hype and expectations from Adventure Time Finn and Jake Investigations, but ultimately what I expected to be a fun mystery style adventure game quickly turned into the usual hash that you'd expect to come with merchandise and tie-ins. Adventure Time is all about the story and character, so an adventure style setting is perfect to show off the assortment of craziness that Adventure Time's got to offer. Unfortunately, Finn and Jake Investigations rarely hits the highs that its TV parent does. It's not that the game or the story is bad, it does have its own glimpses of cartoon genius, but usually this comes in the form of jokes only aimed at fans of the series already. A good example of this is using the Grable storyline as a plot point to separate levels and cases, but only fans of the series would understand about Grable's storytelling. Not at any point did I play this thinking I wish they would make this storyline into an episode, nor did I think this game would make people want to watch the series after playing the game. It's a shame that they didn't use the TV series writers, as I think the game would have benefited a lot more being closer to its TV counterpart. It's not that the writing is bad, you can clearly see there's a lot of love here from a fan of the series, but that's all it seems to be more than anything, fan fiction. You see nonsensical characters popping in and out at random times just because they can, and even though it's nice to see a friendly face for a cameo, I'd prefer to have seen certain characters play minor roles and used appropriately, instead of being shoehorned in just to see a face. The plotline is quite entertaining, will interest both fans of the show and newcomers. Finn, Jake and BMO are bored when BMO pulls something out of Jake's tree hole. Magic Man shows up and leaves behind an old printing machine that assigns them different cases and investigations. Finn and Jake decide to follow in their parents' footsteps and become detectives. It's a great basis for Finn and Jake to go on their usual adventures around the land of Ur and take the player with them. You'll travel to familiar locations, meet friendly faces and search for clues as you try and solve the mysteries that the ticker type assigns you. The game controls how you'd expect an adventure game to control. You search around, you find clues, you pick stuff up, and then you use what you found to advance in the story. Simple, right? Most advancement in the game is usually in the form of a fetch quest that leads to a puzzle, which in turn leads to another fetch quest, and then more puzzling. This can get a bit stale, but meeting new characters and quest points related to the show keeps you going, as it's always nice to see who you'll meet next or what locations you could end up in. The puzzles themselves can require a degree of thought, so even adults can find this game challenging in some places, but for the most part you'll find yourself getting through each scenario rather quick. On some occasions you'll find Finn getting into a scuffle, and this is where the combat kicks in. As the game is aimed more at children, I never expected anything tough from the combat side of things, but it actually holds up surprisingly well. Yes, it's slow, but it's also very responsive, and you never really find yourself in any danger of losing, but that doesn't stop you from going to town on the enemies. At the bottom of the screen you have a meter. On one side of it is Finn's hand, on the other side of it is Jake's, and it slowly fills up with each successful hit on an enemy. As the hands meet, they fist bump and unlock tag team abilities. Fans of the show, these are all abilities that Finn and Jake have used in the show, so it's really fun to mess around with these, so I'll try not to spoil any of them, so you can find out for them on your own. It's better that way. The design of the game is where Finn and Jake Investigations really excels. The land of Ur and its inhabitants are beautifully rendered in 3D and immerse you in the cartoon world. Interacting with familiar characters and sleuthing through your favourite locations never gets old. You get a burst of excitement when a character starts talking to you and sprouting out the catchphrases from the show, especially because they're voiced by their TV voice actors. Through the 200 plus episodes of the show, you'll get to see most aspects to the world of Ur, and places like Finn and Jake's treehouse don't hold many secrets anymore, but it's still invigorating to search around for their drawers and tree holes to find out what you can, and well placed Easter eggs jog your memory of past episodes. It fits together perfectly like a child's jigsaw. The pieces are there, you just have to fit them together. Yes, there is the odd stiff animation and poor character design, like Abracadaniel's strange, bulging, lifeless eyes, but overall the design is on par with its TV brethren. When it comes to Finn and Jake Investigations, playing as your favourite cartoon hero, meeting other characters and visiting memorable locations will appeal to the younger audience, whereas the harder puzzles and fun combat will appeal more to adults. Overall, the game is a fun addition to the ever-expanding Adventure Time video game series, but it still feels a little bit stale, relying heavily on past jokes from the show, instead of creating its own IP within the world of Adventure Time. I score Adventure Time Finn and Jake Investigations a screaming lemon grab out of 10. Thank you for watching.